Hi, Peter Bernstein, Senior Editor of TMCnet.com, and we're here at the Cloud Expo on the show floor in the Javits Center in Midtown Manhattan. And we're talking to Jake Shapiro of Vasco, and we're talking one of my favorite subjects, authentication. So Jake, I've been told that the barbarians have breached the gates, and that the new perimeter is authentication and identity management. You guys are experts in the space. You have an interesting product. Why don't you describe it, and then I understand we can do a little show and tell. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, so authentication is what we do. We've been at it for about 20 years. And what's interesting is we've managed to take it from usability perspective, take it to the point where two-factor authentication is actually easier on the end user than entering passwords. It's just as secure as banking-grade authentication, the term we use, because for the past 20 years, our largest customers were banks. So we took that level of security, made it really consumer-friendly and very, very easy.
And it makes sense that you went after banks because Willie Sutton's old phrase is about robbing banks because that's where the money is. That's where the bad guys want to go, right?
That's right. So banks have been really good to us in terms of business partnerships, and we've learned a lot over the years about computer security.
So let's walk us through this, what you do.
Yeah. So if I take let me unlock my phone here.
That's a security measure.
It is a security measure, that's right. So let's say you've got a mobile application or you've got a mobile website out there, and you need to authenticate. This is just a little MyNews demo app. You don't see user ID and password anywhere here. And entering passwords on mobile has been very difficult. Have you tried, Peter, entering a password?
Yes, and I have fat fingers.
Right, so do I, and you and I are not that big of men, and our fingers are not that big, so I imagine a lot of folks have that problem. So here, instead of username and password, people simply click on my digipass.com button. Our authenticator, it's an out-of-the-box free authenticator app that folks can download from App Store or Google Play. They unlock it with a PIN, so it's a little security kind of feature. It unlocks the authenticator. Authenticator goes through a series of fairly intricate security protocols to exchange one-time password, serial ID of my device with a backend to authenticate me as a user. I just authenticated into the application, and all I had to do is enter a very short PIN.
So let me make sure I understand this. This is multi-factor.
That is correct.
Right? Authentication. And we're not only managing the device access, we're managing the application access as well.
That is correct. So we're managing access to the application or multiple applications or mobile websites, which is equally as important because a lot of businesses do put a mobile website before they put a mobile app.
So other than banking, what are the verticals that you see are hot right now?
There's a number of verticals where we've done quite a bit of work with. iGaming is an interesting vertical for us, meaning online gambling. Another big verticals that's been really good is unbanked financials, right? So when you're dealing with money transfer services, remittance services, peer-to-peer payments, those are big targets for us as well.
Let me ask you something. Who you have the trusted users people up here?
That's right.
How'd you engage them? And obviously some of these relationships go back over time. Pain points that brought you in and how'd you resolve their problem?
Yeah, so with financial community, a lot of pain points had to do with security of transacting business, right? So either they wanted to secure their internal employee security, make sure nobody can pretend to be somebody else. And what we've seen a lot in Europe is securing access by banking customers. There is no FDIC insurance elsewhere in the world, so both banks as well as subscribers or customers are very sensitive, of course, to their money missing from their accounts. There is also regulatory pressure, both in Europe as well here, to provide strong authentication. So those are the main pain points we've been solving for folks.
Terrific. Anyway, interesting application, and have a great show.
Thank you, Peter.